Taurus, welcome to your Moving On reading. For those of you who are new to the channel, Moving On is exactly what it sounds like. It's a reading I do every couple months or so in the dedication of moving on. Be it from a thought, feeling, belief, practice, habit, situation, place, circumstance, so on and so forth. We want to move on from it. We feel the inclination, but we're struggling to get to the other side of things. Really believing in it, dedicating every day to leaving something behind. And we're struggling. We find ourselves stuck. And that's the idea of these readings, is to get an idea of how we can become unstuck, trying to find the root of the issue or the problem, you name it. That being said, these really do focus on the self, not so much of them or they. I will see a them or they, and I will see difficult circumstances. You bet. That's what it is to be alive. The idea is, what's our involvement in it? Are we making any progress there? How are we reacting to things? Okay, what's our side of the equation, and how are we finding ourselves in a situation, reacting to it, responding to it, or not? Okay, so yeah, it's focused on the self. That being said, these reading types tend to be a little bit more on the side of sensitive. If at any time I'm talking and you're finding yourself becoming increasingly irritated, frustrated, pause it, watch it later, don't watch it at all. Okay, that's it. I don't want you to watch anything that upset you. You won't take anything from it. I have to say, though, moving on readings, you know, I get a lot of feedback. It's about it being a little more sensitive, a little more difficult. And I'm like, oh, honey. The next round of readings after this one are intimate tarot. So, yeah, I know. But there you go. Talk about sensitive. Yeah, there you are. That's moving on for you. The idea is to help and get you out of a place of hindrance, you know. Show me Taurus, please. What's going on, please, for Taurus? And it sounds like we have quite a bit of background noise today. I'm hearing lawnmowers. Okay, so congratulations. Once more, your message has been blessed with Our Lady of Perpetual Lawn Care. And I'm also hearing what sounds like a wood chipper. Pretty intense stuff today. And Cinnamon is awake. So, oh my goodness, guys. Oh my goodness. But we're going to be chill, guys. We're going to be chill. We're going to be chill. I'll tell you why we're going to be chill. We finally had our cold front. Not a cool front, a cold front. In Texas, you can tell the difference. It's pretty easy. But when you have a cold front, this is the vast majority of Texans. The cold times are upon us. Let's get our sweaters out. And we have like 2. So it's like we can remember that the weather's not always hot. So we're going to chill. We're in our comfy sweater. We got our tea. Let's rock. Let's do some tarot. What's going on, please? Show me that Taurus Collective. Show me that Taurus Collective. Show me that Taurus Collective, please. And they're moving on. Well, what's going on, please? In that Taurus Collective. Show me Taurus. One more round of take what resonates, leave what does not. Okay, it's not yours, then it's not yours. 9 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, that's interesting. Okay, 9 of Swords, some stress there. Chariot, hidden energies. Ace of Swords is your particular strength. Ace of Wands, lessons to be learned. 10 of Swords, in the future pathways. It's looking like you're coming to terms with something. And you want to. It's a powerful something. Honestly, it looks like you have a lot of excellent components in place to help you transition out of whatever it is that you're experiencing. Honestly, you have some lovely components in you that are very strong-willed and are just ready to be activated in your favor, but you have to know that. Unless you know these things about yourself, you won't be able to use these elements. The Taurus I'm looking at, you have some wonderful elements in you. I hope that you get to where you need to be. It's beautiful. 9 of Pentacles, strong sense of self and individuation, starting out. Boom, lovely. What is it? It has directly to do with you as your own sense of, well, concerning your own sense of personhood as an individual. The steps you need to fully realize who you are as a person. Queen of Pentacles, it's already there residing in you. Okay? Sometimes some of you forget to take care of yourselves, to love yourself, to nurture yourself. It's like a missing component. You're used to doing things on your own. Okay? You're used to standing on your own 2 feet. You are used to being a very strong provider, and this is what I can do. These are my experiences and my skills. But sometimes you forget to apply those things to you. In other words, give yourself credit with that Queen of Pentacles there. Some of you are used to accumulating experience just for the sake of it. Okay, but you don't always seem to apply that to you, which is interesting, you know? Mark my words. My time in the burbs is limited. It won't be like this much longer. No, my friends. No, we got plans. Trust me, Sassy got plans. Okay, the Nine of Swords. I thank the neighborhood for what it is. It's given me a fantastic sense of community, stability, so on and so forth. It's where I've been able to raise my daughter, educate her, so on and so forth, like I said. All of that aside, the dream home and the silence that surrounds it. It's in my vision. Okay, that's enough about me. Feelings to confront your own sense of anxiety, stress, mental stress specifically. Okay. The Chariot, hidden energies. You have the strength to propel yourself. That Chariot is blessed energy. You either have it or you don't. That inclination to go forward, move it forward with the strength of our heart behind it. It's like there's no stopping you, right? It's like Sia's Unstoppable. One of my favorite songs. I'm unstoppable today. You have all that energy in you. Okay, Ace of Swords, your particular strength, you have a strong truth in you. And you're also telling me you're pretty comfortable with the sword. If you need to cut things out, you will. But you have to acknowledge it first. Okay? Ace of Wands. Okay. Things or lessons that you must learn in order to progress the way you need to. There's something there about your energy. Sense of hope, inspiration, faith in yourself, guidance of the light. Okay? And then Ten of Swords has the future path. Now, depending on the Taurus I'm looking at, you either see that Ten of Swords and you know what's up, or you're like, that's scary. The Taurus I'm looking at says, I think I know what's up. Okay? Let's see. Let's see what's up. Let's see what's up. Show me that Nine of Pentacles, one of my favorite cards. Absolutely. Show me that Nine of Pentacles. Show me that Nine of Pentacles. Show me that Nine of Pentacles. So you still haven't given me a very strong sense of what it is you actually need assistance with. Cinnamon. I put jingle bells on the door. I was telling Libra, yes, I'm going to replace the back door with the doggy door. Yes, I would install one myself if I felt I had the skills for that without screwing it up. As it were, I'd rather just replace the damn door. If you can believe it, Taurus, honey. If you can believe it, cost effective wise, it's just cheaper for me to replace the door. It's like, why would I mess around with installing a dog door? Why? I'll be getting that soon. But bless her, I trained her to jingle the jingle bells at the door to let me know when she needs out. That, however, I think she was playing. But we'll do a check here in a minute. Okay? All right, let's see that Nine of Pentacles. Show me that Nine of Pentacles. Show me that Nine of Pentacles, please. Show me that Nine of Pentacles. Ten of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Ten of Swords. Bingo, bango. There it is. Well, you identified it and you put it really straightforward for me. Thank you, I appreciate that. That's not going to be everybody's case. Okay. The Nine of Ten of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords. I get that. There's a feeling in you that you contribute a great deal to the emotional success of others. Okay, particularly through your realistic efforts and contribution, the Eight of Pentacles. Part of this pains you. It's interesting because I do see you heavily contributing to something that's outside of you. In other words, you're part of something larger than yourself. Most people are. We call that the Ten of Cups. So this is our intimate emotional circle. This is a very close family, friends, spouses, kids. Everything's under there in that Ten of Cups. It's our emotional support system. It's like the Ten of Pentacles, but at the heart space level. I'm emotionally connected to all these. These are my constituents. These are my stakeholders. These are the people who are VIP in my life. Okay? And you are telling me, Eight of Pentacles, that you are used to putting a great deal into it. And that contribution hurts you sometimes. It hurts you. And I don't know why. Because it looks like you are a healthy contributor here. You help support others. And you're, those who are, again, in your immediate circle, either financially or supportive means, or you just showing up for them over and over again. Okay. Regardless, you're saying you're a pretty stable figure with that Nine of Pentacles as your baseline and something that's larger. And you show up for it over and over again, but you're saying there's something about that that hurts you, though. You're otherwise happy to do it, you know. You know who's important in your life, and they'll always be your primary care. Okay, people who are most important to you. But there's something about it that hurts. And I can kind of see, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Consistency. Okay, that's what okay, so we got the second jingle. Okay, it's legit. Taurus, honey, I will be right back. And we are back. Yes, now. So while you are a healthy contributor, okay, to this piece of your life that's so very important, and you are a part of, you're saying it hurts you too, a little bit. Let's take a look at why. Queen of Pentacles is on the sideways, it's crossing you. Yeah. Perhaps you feel like the support's not exactly coming in on your way. I see you providing it to others. Sometimes perhaps you feel that the nurturing's not coming back to you. Let's take a look. Show that Queen of Pentacles, please. Otherwise it looks, from your contributive standpoint, it looks very healthy. Okay, it looks very supportive, strong, nurturing that you are. Let's see that Queen of Pentacles, please. Show me that Queen of Pentacles. Show me that Queen of Pentacles. There's the Ten of Pentacles. There you are. The Empress and the Page of Wands. Interesting. Okay, so it's not too bad here. I mean, you have such a strong system, sense of community surrounding you, both in the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Congratulations. That's beautiful. I see the aches here, the aches and pains, coming that sometimes you don't feel like you're part of it, that you support a great deal of it, or rather I should say supply. At Taurus, I'm looking at you supply a great deal of comfort for other people, be it emotionally or in terms of finances, 3D material energy. You're saying it's both. That you can be relied upon for both. And you love this. You do. But you say it doesn't always come back to you. I understand. You know, you're showing me the Empress, the Queen of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, okay? You're showing me a Taurus who is, more often than not, tends to lean towards the side of generous to others, not necessarily yourself. I want you to pull that back a little bit, okay? The thing about being generous, guys, be it materially, okay, with the 3D, or emotionally, because you can be generous in both, you bet. People who are generous with their time, energy, and effort, their emotions, you name it. It's something that you either are or you're not. You're someone who actually naturally leans in that way as a giver, or you're not. The Taurus I'm looking at, you have a natural tendency to be a giver here. You tend to be very supportive, very nurturing, very loving. You seem to be identified as that Taurus over and over again in your outside circle, that you are indeed that person. You give a great deal. I'm just not necessarily convinced you get it back in spades or through your equal worth or measure. So that's okay, and I'm going to say that's okay so long as it's not abusive, okay? I'm seeing a Taurus who gives of their own free will. And it doesn't always come back to you, right? And in that case, you have to go out of your way to give it back to you. You need to do this for yourself from time to time, all right? Perhaps when you have that little extra time, give it to yourself. When you have that little extra good feeling or goodwill, give it back to you, okay? Whenever you have that little extra money to spare, give it back to you. You have to know when to reserve some of these parts of yourself, or you can't be a strong provider. And that's the catch-22, or the downside of being someone who's generous, is knowing when to stop and redistribute that energy back to the self. Otherwise, you can't keep giving to other people if you're burnt out. So, while are you generally happy to provide as much as you do to what looks like a healthy, let's call it, ecosystem that surrounds you? Yes, you give quality, okay, to that which surrounds you. Beautiful, bravo. It looks very enriching. It looks solid as hell. It looks stable as hell. And you personally thrive in it. But you're disappointed that you don't always get it back in equal measure. So that's when you're going to have to stop and remember to replenish yourself. I mean, you just can't, honey. When you're the Empress and the Queen and King of Pentacles and blah, 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 when you have all that assigned to you, attached to you, you're the giver, you're the provider, be it emotionally, financial, and for the Taurus I'm looking at, it's both. You clearly care about the security of others. And you're going to be in that position that when you're the one who's constantly providing the security of others, people don't really check in with you. They just assume you're cool. You're the supplier, right? And there doesn't seem to be any fault or delay in the supply, so you must be fine, right? And I think that's where that Ten of Swords comes in. Okay, it's that sense that sometimes you feel detached and something that you are overall happy to give to. But you don't always feel like you're given the highest level of nurturing and quality and sense of consideration in return. You're going to need to give back to yourself. Remember, that's true empowerment, is to know when to withhold some of the better parts of you so you can continue to do the fantastic job that you've been doing. Okay? So while it does hurt sometimes, and sometimes you feel disconnected from the very kingdom you helped create and sustain, a great deal of it. Okay? For the most part, I think you're saying you wouldn't change it. I don't know. Let's, I mean, I say I don't know, but honestly, I think you just want a little more respect, quality of care in return. But if you're not getting that, make sure you give it to yourself too. Okay? Empowerment is knowing when to say no as well. Not just, what can I do for you today? No, no, no. It's also, Taurus, what can we do for ourselves today? Okay? So let's remember to have that conversation with ourselves sometimes, yeah? All right. Nine of Swords, feelings to confront. You got something on your mind. Show me that Nine of Swords, please. So nothing too bad here in terms of moving on. I don't like the mental anxiety that you have. So let's take a look at that. Show me that Nine of Swords, please. Show me that Nine of Swords, please. Show me that Nine of Swords. Show me that Nine of Swords. You got something on your mind. You can't seem to shake it loose sometimes. What is this Nine of Swords, please? Queen of Swords, the Knights of Pentacles, the Four of Wands. I have a relationship energy here for you. You recognize it. You're saying it's kind of slow going, and that's okay. You don't care about that. The Knight of Pentacles being a particular pace for which you are very familiar with. You acknowledge it here with the Queen of Swords. You're saying that's not the issue. There's something here about the relationship that you have that does cause you anxiety. So whatever that Four of Wands is to you, it is bare minimum relationship. However, that is defined by two people. It could be marriage or it could be something as a long-term contract. Either, regardless here, you recognize it for what it is. And you're saying the pace is the pace. That's fine. It's a non-issue. But as you're saying, it is in some way stresses you out. I don't know what that stress is. Perhaps you will show me a little bit more on the way. Okay? It's not unfamiliar with you, but there is a sense of stress in that relationship. I don't quite know what it is. Is this the element that you've identified as not being as supportive in return? Because the Four of Wands, if you have a Four of Wands, yeah, you better believe they're going to be part of your Ten of Cups, or they're supposed to be. I mean, honestly, I don't know how you can have Four of Wands and not include it in your Ten of Cups construct. It's supposed to be in there with you. 9, 10, and 10. Yeah, it could well do. It's not always easy maintaining or being the one identified as being the primary maintainer, right? Supplier, maintainer, all those things. But you say there's some anxiety in there. Let's take a look. There's some stress in there. Let's see those hidden energies, please, with the Chariot. Show me that Chariot, please. Show me the Chariot. Show me that Chariot, please. Show me the Chariot. Show me the Chariot. The Four of Cups, the Nine of Swords, oh, the Five. Oh, honey, okay, okay. This, now we're digging. Now we're digging. Now we're digging. Okay, okay, okay. All right, 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 all right. Okay. Now we're in it, okay? Now we're in it. Your base is great. Strong sense of self, 10 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, 9 of... Beautiful, okay? Stable, highly productive you are. You also associate that with emotional stability as well. Very good for Taurus. Absolutely. Makes sense. Okay? You're saying you feel empowered more often than not, except that one thing. One thing. I wish it would support me back. But other than that, it's fine. I'm grateful for what I have. You are showing me a huge sense of gratitude here. And that you're happy to contribute. I see a big chunk of that coming from you. But you're just like that. Then there's that Ten of Swords. Sometimes, Christina, it kind of stabs me a little bit. And it's like it's no big deal. Okay. I was wondering where that was coming from. Otherwise, there's not much to move on from. There really isn't too much to fix other than that. You know, we all feel disappointed sometimes by our network sometimes. That's okay. A little bit of tension, that's normal. And you're saying, well, okay. So here's the thing. I have some stress surrounding a relationship, but I'm familiar with it. Queen of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. Hidden energies. The Chariot. The emotional strength of conviction to move forward. You're saying you can't. You're saying there's no progress in this relationship. That Nine of Swords is directly tying back to this. Okay? Okay. That's a lot of upsetness and disappointment. You're saying, my life's really good, Christina. Please believe that. It's solid. It's solid. I don't dispute that. It is solid. Okay? Your network just goes on forever and ever. Who you know, your resources, etc. And how you find yourself in it is largely positive. It's beautiful. You're happy with your role. Your role. You don't dispute that. Your role is solid as hell. It's through my eyes. The only time you question yourself is when you question what you're getting in return. But hey, hey, hey. I'm grateful for what I have. Because you have a great deal. Mind you, a lot of it came from you. But you recognize other people as well. Now we get into something a little bit more specific. Anxiety here, the hidden energies. Your particular chariot, the force of your emotional conviction would actually like to go in a more positive direction, and it feels like it hasn't been for a long time. This is where the stress comes from in this relationship. You're saying there's no emotional movement here. Four of Cups, Five of Cups, there's a lot of sadness surrounding this, and it's been like that for a long time, and it does stress you out. You're saying that you don't know how to alleviate the emotional sadness in this relationship. Otherwise, you have a very tight structure. Okay, comprehensively. Just to not minimize that. 10 Pentacles, 10 Cups, Empress. Okay. This is heavily, heavily connected beyond a Four of Wands. That's beautiful, and you love your role in it. And I love that you love your role in it. You just showed me one area where you're irritated or disappointed. And I can kind of see why. You're saying when it comes to this particular relationship, there seems to be no emotional movement. It's upset, disappointing for both people, and it has been for some time. You personally would like to have the strength with Chariot to move past that, but you can't see it. It's into your hidden energies. You don't give yourself any sort of acknowledgement here that the strength of your own particular heart would love to move past this tension. And that's a lot of emotional tension. Emotional tension that has not moved for a long time. You're saying you are used to it. You are used to it, but that doesn't make the knowledge any easier for you. Nine of Swords twice, Four and Five of Cups. It's not just you that's disappointed in that relationship. Whoever else is in there is too. And yet, as much as you would love to move past it with the Chariot, you'd have to acknowledge that you'd want to. Okay, again with the Chariot. That's where the real stress is coming from as it relates to this Ten of Swords. This is where you feel the least supported, and what looks like an empire you have built is the one that hits closest to home. Am I right? It makes sense. You build an empire, but the one that you're most concerned with is your immediate relationship, and that's where you find fault. It's going to stress you out. It's a weird position to be in, isn't it? To have something so strongly built and stable off. Sorry, honey, I gotta say, I don't have it in me to, I don't have it in me to blow smoke at people's asses. Let's just call it for what it is. You built the majority of this. You built the material stability. You largely contribute to the emotional stability because of the financial stability. Let's just say it for what it is. There, I said it. Yeah, you're going to feel a little stabbed in the back that you don't necessarily get the same level of nurturing and respective nurturing in turn. In other words, you shouldn't have to ask for it. It should just happen because it wants to. Yeah, you're saying otherwise you stand upright. You're happy in your role. It's a weird thing to know that something so strongly is seen every day and visible in your world, and yet, but on the personal side, that's where it seems like there's the least emotional support. And that's a lot of outstanding unhappiness. How do we fix that? How do we move on from it? You're saying you're used to it. Just because you're used to it, that's not an excuse, and that's not good enough. How do we deal with this, Taurus? That's what I want to know. How do we keep this feeling of, I built this and created this, but I also want to find more love and support in it too, not just disappointment and ongoing disappointment for that matter. How do we push past that? What's the solution? Let's talk about it. Show me that Ace of Swords. You have an idea. Sorry. Let's see that Ace of Swords, please. It's under your strengths. Let's talk about it. It's weird, right? It's like a Taurus. I'm looking at you, you know. You're like, I built this castle, loved it, great job. You know, I have that tower over there. That was my idea. I put up these particular walls. This is how I laid out the village. These are my farmers. These are my tenants. These are my shopkeepers. That's cool. Everybody's got their place. We're all doing our jobs. It's looking awesome. I did this. I designed that. Everybody's looking pretty darn happy. The villagers are looking happy. My staff are looking happy. I feel pretty content with my role. We have managed to achieve, and you always use the word we, not I. You have a lot of I energy here, but you're using we language, which again, I love that. I respect that. I get this. I do. We built all this. It was you. We built all this. We all have our function. I love this. I love this about us. And then, you know, you go behind closed doors where it starts to get more personal. And that's where I see the disappointment hit. Is that the person that you want to celebrate with the most in respect of how much you've done seems to support you the least. And that's a problem. So let's take a look at that Ace of Swords. Show me that Ace of Swords. Show me that Ace of Swords. And it's long-standing. Those cups, I'm not going to lie, honey. It's pretty damn sour. Those are sour cups. I don't like that. Because you're otherwise a wonderful, beautiful emperor. I don't know why you're working with sour cups between you and the person that you need to be the most intimate with. All right, King of Cups, Five of Wands, the Emperor. That's what I'm saying. You know this. You're aware of it too. Bless you, honey. There you are. As I was just saying, the Emperor, the King that you are highly aware of this. So you don't deny it. That's good. All right, because you can't work with something that you're denying. That's why. That's why I say that. So the King of Cups here, the Emperor, the Five of Wands. You understand, this is a strength, I agree with you, that you as the Emperor, what's keeping you from feeling your fullest self, the Emperor who's indeed satisfied with his kingdom, is that there's constant blockage and frustration around the true heart space of the situation. You would like to feel the fullness of heart, right? The Emperor who knows what his feelings are, but you're saying there's constant frustration surrounding this particular issue. This is where you feel the least fluid, is when we take it out of your empire and into the more personal realm. And that's kind of like where you feel like an emperor who has not succeeded at all. Yes, you have. Do not forget all that which you have built. Again, bless you, you used the we did this. It was largely you. I'm sorry, I'm that person that gives credit where credit's due. That's just who it is. That's how I am. I know an emperor and an empress when I see one. Okay? But where you feel like an emperor that's been dethroned is the relationship that hits closer to home. Literally. So that is your strength. I'm glad you acknowledge it. And I'm glad that you actually acknowledge it pisses you off. Good. Again, you cannot fix what you don't know needs to be fixed. So I'm happy to see this acknowledgement. Let's take a look at this Ace of Wands, please. Some of this Ace of Wands is lessons that need to be learned here. What's up with this Ace of Wands? Show me this Ace of Wands. Show me this Ace of Wands. And you acknowledge it. Whoever else is in there with you, again, it's not about them or they. You also acknowledge the fact that their heart space is blocked, too. They're unhappy as well. But it adds stress to the profile. Again, how can I have all this? But it looks like this on the personal side. Okay. Let's take a look on the Ace of Wands, please. Oh no, it's the one person that you need the most emotional response and support from is the one you're getting it from the least. I understand. Let's see that Ace of Wands, please. Let's see that Ace of Wands. How do we move on from this? How do we deal with this? How do we work with this? How do we fix it? How do we heal it? What's up? There's that Ten of Wands, the King of Pentacles. That's you, the Three of Pentacles. Oh, I think that's a good point. I think that's a good point. I think that's a good point. I have to agree. I have to agree because this isn't going anywhere anytime soon, guys. It's not. Not that I've seen. I will see that Ten of Swords, but again, that's no guarantee of an ending. I know that's somewhere your minds immediately jump to. Not for the Taurus I'm looking at. This is heavy immersion of a large life with somebody. It's not just easily gone or forgotten, nor should it be. I know that you want to work with it as much as you possibly can. That way you can enjoy it not just on the larger scale, but on the personal scale too. Now, over here at the Ace of Wands, Strength, Ten of Wands, that's you. King of Pentacles, that's the real you. Emperor and Empress energy aside, the real you. King of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. I want you to dial back some of that energy about I'm giving and I'm giving, and I'm pleased to be in this role, but I'm not being supported in return. Listen to yourself, please. If it's that hard just to get somebody to cooperate with you, you need to ask yourself if it's fair. Just because you can carry stress and burden and strain, even at the most basic fundamental levels of Three of Pentacles, doesn't mean you should. And I talk to you about this all the time. And, you know, instead of the straw that broke the camel's back, it's going to be the bull's back. Okay. I know that the success of this empire has really come down to your efforts, but you need to ask yourself, if somebody's struggling just to meet you at the cooperative level at the Three of Pentacles, despite what you have built, what does that tell you? Okay? This is not the time to sit back. Well, they should know. They don't, clearly. And are you really asking for so much? Other than some emotional consideration and some respect for the amount. I'm sorry. Respect is a real thing. I'm happy that you love your role. I am. I love that you built this world and this empire, and you say we instead of I. It's beautiful. That's the mark of a true leader. Okay? You don't say I, it's we. And you've done that. You say we built all this. But when you're around this person, they make you feel like you've built shit. Like I said, it sucks. The person that you need the most cooperation and emotional support from, the person that there should be no denial of access between our feelings, and you know this, that long-standing relationship issue where there's emotional stuckness and sadness and it doesn't seem to surpass that. You should be getting more than a Three of Pentacles, and even then you're saying that's hard to get with this person. But you keep trying with that Ace of Wands. You keep trying with that Ace of Wands. You should not have to carry the burdens of someone else's measly Three of Pentacles when look what you have done. It should, think about it, honey. Think about it, think about it, think about it, think about it. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now, honey. After everything here that you've done, they're saying this is too hard to do with you, to cooperate with you. Well, if it's that, you know, if you've been around my channel, you heard me say, well, if it's that hard, maybe you shouldn't. Look how much you gave because you want to, because it fits you. It fits your role. You have a calling in this life and you gravitated towards it. Beautiful. Wonderful. You're saying you fulfill that role. No problem. You love it. But the role that you desire the most is what you're denied the most with the person who's in the least position to deny that to you. They're supposed to be a teammate, and I don't see that cooperation here. I don't. And this thing is that hard just to be even friendly with you. Excuse me? To even find the energy for it. So let me guess, you do what you do and you overcompensate and you just kind of do their portion too, right? That's what I'm saying. When I told you in the opening it came down to you, but you give credit to other people, you really do assume the responsibility of others to pick up their slack. But you're the one stuck, shortchanged on the emotional bill. Am I right? Lessons you need to learn. Stop overcompensating for what other people are supposed to be doing. Now, you can't make someone give you the positive emotions that you need and crave and should. They're supposed to be in there with you as a support system. If they're calling it, if you're recognizing this relationship and so are they, and you're both saying you're disappointed by it, you should not be in any way picking up somebody else's slack. At all. We need some confrontation here. I'm not saying any confrontation, any discussion of this at all. None. If you want to move on from it, we're going to need to address this Ten of Swords, honey. The one that's been bothering you this whole damn time. You and I have so much. We have so much, but when we're alone, it feels like we have nothing, or you make me feel like we have nothing. And I really don't have the energy to keep picking up with what little cooperation you're supposed to be giving back to me. In other words, I can't keep smoothing things over for you. A little respect, a little support, a little bit more dedication to maybe getting out of this unhappiness. Because I'm unhappy too, yet you're always unhappy. When we have so much going on here, we can't find some happiness for that. See what I'm saying? Show me that Ten of Swords. Show Show me that Ten of Swords, please. Show me that Ten of Swords. Show me that Ten of Swords. I love that you use this we language. I really do. I love that a lot. It shows me that you have gratitude, that you're humble. But for whatever reason, this relationship makes you feel penalized instead of recognized. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. No, you bet your ass. It's like, look at everything I've done. Now, great. I get to go home to somebody who punishes me for it. Ah, that's awesome. Now, I don't think they're evil. I'm not trying to paint them like that, but that's perpetual unhappiness that you're hyper aware of. It's not your responsibility to fix them, but I also don't see where the fix-it element's coming into play, which means I don't know if this has been discussed or not. I just see you trying to find that energy, which is something you're not supposed to do, your lessons that you need to learn. Stop being fired up to fulfill other people's roles when you have enough, more than enough. You've done more than your fair share. Okay. Because honestly, all that's allowing this situation to do is to keep the unhappiness going. Okay. It's time to break up this little pattern here. Oh, that was interesting. Show me that Ten of Swords. The Five of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So that's what I'm saying. We need that discussion to move on from this. You want this person in place with you. I didn't see your feeling for it other than the fact that you're unhappy with its current state of affairs and that it's been like this for a while. Okay? You're saying my person's always unhappy and it makes me upset because I don't know what to do. They keep not engaging very well, so I guess I'll just continue to adopt whatever it is that they're supposed to do and keep finding the energy for it while, P.S., maintaining my primary role. I see you having evolved over time to pick up this person's slack, honestly, be it financially or emotionally. You know, you come rushing in to support them when they're having an off day and you excuse them, right? We need to have a little talk about that. And I see that happening for you in the future. Ten of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, Seven of Pentacles. It's not a full-on threat. I'm not going to call it a threat. By the way, if you ever get to that point of having to have ultimatums with people, it's usually far gone by that point anyway. I don't think it's that. It's not a threat. It's a discussion of the obvious. Let's put it that way. It's a discussion of the obvious. This hurts me. Ten of Swords. I try to act like it doesn't, but it does. This hurts me. And I have a right to say that because I've been experiencing it. And I don't think you have a clue. I know you don't. Because if you had any clue that you and I have this life together, we built, that we built, but I maintain, and I pick up your fair share, and you're still unhappy, you got to stop doing that. It's all you're doing is encouraging them to remain stuck in that emotional pattern. Stop contributing even their share. You're just enabling them to not look at themselves. So I want you, that's one thing you can do. Stop enabling them to keep on keeping on. They have a bad attitude, let them be aware that they're having a bad attitude, but you've done everything that you can. Because I don't think you're interested in losing your partner here. I don't. You have a whole world in here, I'm saying, that you built with this person. The role suits you well. It does. You've done a hell of a job, Taurus. The role suits you very well. But this person does not step up into it the same way that you do. I don't know why they're so unhappy. Their cups, like I said, are very sour, and you are extremely aware of it. But it's time to have that talk about how their ongoing unhappiness has been plaguing you for a long time in terms of you're hyper aware of it. You don't know how to fix it. That's because it's not your responsibility, but you are tired of trying to find the energy to pick up their slack and what little they have to contribute. So we need to have this talk. It's overdue. Ten of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles. There's a real practical, and it's overdue. Seven of Pentacles, it was growing in this way for some time. Given your reading, I have to agree. This is a long steady, it was coming. It was coming. It was coming. You have plenty of accumulated evidence to discuss about the things that you are experiencing. I'm not saying that anyone here is right or wrong. I'm sure that they have a side, but you're not aware of what that side is. You just know that they're unhappy and that they have been for some time. I don't know that in the discussion of this, it will help satisfy or ease the tension in situations, but it seems to be the most logical conclusion to get this going. Something. We got to generate some sort of conversation and or activity around this, because this is in you to move forward. It is. To get past this sticky ickiness. We got to break up this emotional unhappiness. It's a horrible pattern that you two have gotten locked into. You not knowing how to address it, but you are feeling it. We got to have a little conversation here. A real one. Everything that you have been witnessing and experiencing, and the lack of growth in this situation for some time, we want to break from that. We want to break from the pain here, the Ten of Swords, and how it affects you. Because it looks like you got a good thing going in that you're comfortable in your role. You seem to love being you. Okay? I would say by default, they got a good thing going on because they get to enjoy everything that you are doing. But they don't seem to be happy at all. So this will not stand. I need you to stop enabling them. If there's things that are falling and they're not taking care of it, then let them not take care of it. They still have a role as an individual to play as much as anything else. Okay? You did. They can too. And if somebody can't handle a Three of Pentacles in a relationship, what does that mean? That's neglectful of the most basic shit. And the way you keep forcing yourself to pick up their slack is just allowing them to stay in this stuck, unaware, unhelpful, and unhealed state. So stop enabling them. I know you can take on a lot, but it seems to me you already got the lion's share of responsibility here as it is. We need a realistic conversation, and that will help break up some of this static behaviors and feeling. Let's just be brave and address it. Okay, with and how this has been hurting you. You have a right. You have a right to say it. Okay? I think you've more than earned your right to say it, to be honest with you. If you have a couple of points of protest, I can't say I blame you. Okay? Ready, Roo. I want an idea of perhaps when this conversation might take place. In my point of view, the sooner the better. I don't see a breakage of full-on separation. I do see an acknowledgement in you that this is where this could go. But obviously you don't want that to happen. On a Friday, on a rainy day for some of you. That's very specific, isn't it? On a Friday or on a rainy day. I'm sorry, guys. This is predictive. I haven't seen this, the depth of this, and this is a depth conversation. I haven't seen this happen. But you're going to go straight to the point. You're going to surpass the pages. You're going to surpass the nights and have on a full-on difficult conversation. And I agree. It's needed and necessary. You two are past the point of pages anyway. This is a long-standing issue between you and your most intimate person. Okay. At dawn. Some of you morning people. I know. Me too. Okay. So, for some of you, it's coming up soon. Okay? Monday, Friday, it's going to be an ongoing conversation as it should be, and given the fact that I didn't see anything like weeks, months, or seasons, soon. Okay? Alright. So yeah, guys, this is another example of moving on. How to move on in this. I'm stuck in a state of unhappiness with my most intimate person, and otherwise in all areas of my life I feel pretty good, except this one is the most important one, in other words. So yeah, I saw this for you on your Sunday shuffle. The idea of it: rest, renew, recharge. Some of you really need to take some time off to consider your situation at a personal level. You have devoted a great deal of who you are to your greater sense of self. Community, family, friends, your standing sense of 3D world and its purpose and your drive. Bless you for that. But you need to take some time for yourself and in this situation. But yeah, what does your body crave and need right now? We need to rest. You need perspective. I am sure that you are exhausted. Like I said, you're very happy in your role, but I'm very happy in my role. I'm right there with you, honey. There's always something that needs to be done, but guess what? If I don't take care of me, none of it gets done. And that's what you have to remember. You can be an emperor and empress all day. You got this, killing those kingdoms every day. Boom, boom, boom. But it means nothing if you're falling apart. Okay? So I don't know that you're necessarily falling apart, but you see their most intimate relationship. The one that you need, the one that makes you want to get out there and create those kingdoms to begin with, is on thin ice. Okay? So yeah, that one's more personal, and no amount of community work is going to fix that. You need to get closer to home. Okay? Take less, feel more. That's what I'm saying. Taking on less, you're trying to find, this is barely scraping by on this energy. Stop trying to do less and feel more. All you're doing is enabling this person to stay in that emotional jerk circle, as I call it. Okay? Energies of Pisces here. And the last quarter moon in Virgo. Attend to the details. That's what this is. Here are the details right here. You have plenty of accumulated experiences and time with this. And like I said, it surpasses pages by miles. You're going to immediately jump into that, and I think you both should. That should be your starting point for moving on or moving forward in this, getting some sort of emotional break or reprieve to fix this. And if it cannot be fixed, that's something you're going to have to address as well. Okay? Helpful people in reverse, don't talk to others. You need to talk to this person directly. Don't poke and prod other people about what to do. Talk to your person directly. Okay? This is one of the few times I will see something like that. Don't ask help from other people. They're not going to understand. They're not there and they're with you. And they're not in between your sheets, honey. Between you and this person. You keep this between you and them. Okay? Don't ask for, don't run it. Let me just run this scenario by you real quick. No, call that. Go directly to your person, okay, to find that peaceful resolution, to get it out of you both, get it out of you both, get it on the table, just between you and them, and be assertive. Yes, I know, that's what I'm saying. You bypass the pages and you jump right into the thing. I hope this helped you. I think we have more than enough here to start generating some activity between you and your person about some topics that are long overdue. I understand they're emotionally disappointed, but you not understanding how and them not owning up to it isn't helping. So we need to be a direct influence. I know things aren't great. I just don't understand why. I do what I can to be a support like I always am, but it just seems to make things worse. What's going on? Something, anything. Just get it going. Okay? It's not going to be a perfect discussion. If there was such a thing as perfect discussions, nobody would pick up. Okay? There you go. So just be assertive, take this thing head on, address it. You got it. It's within you. It's in your hidden energies. I know sometimes it just probably feels easier as a Taurus to pick up somebody else's slack, but all you're doing is creating emotional enabling for the other person to stay in that state of disappointment, and therefore it continues to be a source of anxiety and stress to you. Do you see how one affects the other? This is why we don't enable people. We need to confront people, especially if they're that close to us. All the more reason that you have to push back. Okay? I'm not saying be mean, don't be a jerk, don't be an asshole. Just push back. A proper, healthy relationship, you should never be afraid to be challenged by it, ever. If it's healthy, you should have no problem challenging your person and they challenging you. How else do you expect to be better people? If they're your real person, they'll listen. Okay? Alright, that's enough. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.